It lived in total darkness. No sunlight, no color, no sound, only pressure. The kind of pressure that could crush steel into dust. And yet, somehow, this creature thrived here. For millions of years, it was the unchallenged god of the deep. A predator so perfect that nature itself couldn't outsmart Italiano. Until it did. Because this monster didn't. Tejus banis, it consumed itself literally and evolutionarily into extinction. They called it the Abyssal Devourer. A serpent longer than a bus, with armor made of overlapping glassy plates and teeth serrated like saw blades. But what made it unstoppable also made it doomed. When paleobiologists first uncovered its jaw fragments in 2022, the room went silent. The teeth pattern didn't match any known lineage, not fish, not reptile, not it was something in between. A blueprint nature had written, then immediately erased. But here's the strange part. The deeper scientists went, the more perfect it seemed. Bone density optimal. Jaw structure impossible, torque efficiency. Nervous system fast enough to detect heartbeats and prey. Every inch of this thing screamed apex design. And yet, perfection, in nature, is a curse. Because what happens when evolution creates something that nothing can stop except itself? When the ocean was young, it was chaos. Before sharks ruled, before whales sang, there were monsters forged by pressure and hunger alone. The Abyssal Devourer lived 320 million years ago, in an age where life still struggled between flesh and armor. Imagine a creature that swam not by movement, but by vibration. Its body rippled with electric impulses that let it taste its surroundings. Like a radar made of flesh. At first, scientists thought it was blind. No eyes survived fossilization. But under UV, they found something unbelievable. A pair of crystalline lenses fused into the skull itself. The creature didn't see in light. It saw in movement. Anything that pulsed blood, current, sounded, felt it. That made it unstoppable. Until one day, it felt something it had never detected before. Something that moved like prey, but smelled like itself. What if evolution created something so successful, it ran out of things to eat? Fossil scans show jaw marks in its own kind. The same serrated patterns that made it a god of the deep also tore through others of its species. Cannibalism wasn't a choice. It was the only way to survive. By the end, their ecosystem collapsed. No rivals, no prey, just mirrors eating mirrors. But here's where the story gets darker. Traces of its stomach contents revealed something shocking. Fragments of its own armor, partially digested. Its internal enzymes adapted to break down itself. It evolved to consume its own kind and then itself. That's not just extinction. That's self-erasure. It's evolution's most terrifying trick. Perfection turning inward. Because when there's no predator left, the only battle is survival against yourself. What if this isn't unique to one species? What if nature repeats the same story? In every era, think about it. The apex always falls to its own success. The biggest hunters, the most efficient systems, even civilizations. A paleontologist once called this creature a biological paradox, but what if it is? More like a prophecy. Imagine the last of them, coiling through a black trench, 10,000 meters down. It hasn't eaten in weeks. Every movement burns precious oxygen. It senses something ahead, movement, faint, a heartbeat. It strikes. And the moment its teeth close, it realizes it's biting its own tail. The perfect circle. The hunter becoming the hunt. For millions of years, the ocean kept it secret. But now, with new 3D scans of the fossilized skeleton, scientists have pieced together its final truth. The creature's spine evolved into a ring. It wasn't just symbolic, it physically looped. A serpent that literally consumed itself into oblivion. If this sounds like myth, it's not far off. Ancient coastal tribes told stories of a serpent that drank its own reflection. Greek legends called it Ouroboros. Myth of being where it started. A real creature whose story became a metaphor for eternity and self-destruction. But here's the twist no one expected. When researchers extracted the fossil's internal residue, they found microstructures not organic, not bone. Crystals. The same type of silica used by modern deep-sea sponges. The devourer had begun merging animal and mineral biology, an adaptation no known species ever achieved, since it wasn't dying, it was transforming. Its body tried to evolve past life itself into something but nature pulled the plug before it could finish, and maybe that's why it vanished. Not because it was weak, but because it came too close to transcending the boundary of biology. What if that's evolution's hidden rule, that the moment life becomes too perfect, the system deletes it before it can rewrite the game? Today, scientists find echoes of its genome in deep-sea extremophiles, microbes that thrive near hydrothermal vents. It's almost poetic. Fragments of a god trapped inside bacteria. A reminder that perfection never lasts, but its memory lingers. If you've ever felt like evolution is random, maybe it's not. Maybe it's self-correcting. And maybe, somewhere in the unlit deep, something like the devourer still moves unseen, waiting for our light to find it again. So tell me, if evolution erased it once for becoming too perfect, what happens when we do the same?